Yeah, so far forward is metal leave again. Maybe time is cyclical and we just go around in a big old loop. So, I kind of like my rings, but this ring is something else. Yeah, I guess we'll just swap it for this one for a little while. I'll put this ring up in the corner to remind me that it's something we might do something with, but maybe not.
The Beatles poet could hide us spoils from Chitters, but not from us, eh? I knew you was the Exile for the job. I'm sure you've been more than compensated already from Victario's stockpiles, but he's a little extra. Care of something I found under a dead man's bed. Why? Just because I like you.
What a great guy. He almost didn't give me a reward, but he thought he'd be extra magnanimous and give me something for getting him everything.
Gravisius is the mailed and bloodied right hand of Dominus. And I thought the Templar were meant to be spiritual men of deepest humanity. You notice the sarcasm in my tone, right? Had to smuggle a fellow out of Theopolis once. Got a bit too friendly with Gravisius's wife, he did.
Oh, damn!
Every blackguard was out on the streets looking for him. So I had to think lateral like. We took to the drains and didn't put our heads above the pavement until we sniffed the sea. A grubby bloody job it was, but worth it for the coin he paid. You want a piece of Gravisius? Sometimes the only way up is down.
Alright, have fun at work, and see you later on. And yeah, have a good time. I'll keep playing more Path of Exile and see what I can do.
Stay out of the shadows.
Try and find that divine ire. Oh man, the game crashed. Error device lost. Boom. I don't know what caused that. Oh, jeez. I hope the stream's still okay. I better check. Yeah, stream still looks to be on.
You looking sharp?
Yes?
Can't believe the client crashed. I'm not even doing anything fancy with it. No
Traversing
reshade.
the sewers under the river. I should have thought of that myself. Yet, the more of a picture you paint of that undying concoction in the sewers, the less I want to see it. If you manage to destroy it, expect a storm of undeath to descend upon you. The dark is their home, and there'd be nowhere more homely to the undying than a pitch-swathed drain under a river. Be well. Yes?
They've both got a lot to say. Let's make sure that my my location's still saved there. Where were we? We're in the marketplace. Yeah, it's all still cleared up to the same point. I think. Yeah, cool. Yep, we're putting this point in. 30% increase elemental damage with staves. And I'm doing lightning. Damage with weapons penetrates 5% of elemental resistances, which is great.
Yes, Maramoa's sure of herself. And that kind of surety gets you killed in Sarn. You and all those around you. Hagen's got the right idea. Don't believe in anything that you can't trade or eat.
True.
I wouldn't rely on Hagen in a fight, and I wouldn't put too much faith in what he says. But he has one highly useful asset: his obsession with self-preservation. If Hagen deems you of use in keeping his fat self alive, he'll do almost anything for you.
Oh, that's nice.
I tried to penetrate the Solaris temple in the northeast. Almost got myself killed by the bloody ribbons that guard the place. Bizarre, floating tapestries they are. Creatures of cloth and thaumaturgy. Fortunately, a few legionnaires got in the way. While the ribbons eviscerated them, I ran straight into Gravisius. He dragged me over the bridge to the Lunaris temple in the west and put me in Piety's tender care. Didn't say a single word to me the whole time. I was nothing but a spoil of war to him.
Yeah, Gravisius is mean.
Goodbye, Exile.
What is it? Maramoa? I've heard that the Karui have this philosophy, Makanui, the way of the warrior. I don't think you could get any more Makanui than her. She took it upon herself to look after me before Tolman arrived. Saved my skin more than once. I'm fine with that. Beats being on her bad side. Hagen likes to think he was my kind old uncle back in Theopolis. Granted, the work he gave me saved my parents and I from starvation. This was after my father lost the family fortune at the card table, and we had to give up the manor in the country for a flea box in Theopolis. But he's not half as generous as he makes out. When Hagen gives you something, you can be damned sure that he's getting his pound of flesh in return.
I don't like the implications of that.
No one should have to go through what Grigor has. I help him as much as he'll let me, but he's a proud one, and so he should be. He's survived what has destroyed too many of us. Halfway across the world, and yet the tie between Vanilla and I endures. That was Piety's real name back in Theopolis, before her rise to greatness. Vanilla sold her thaumaturgy in the day, her body at night. Sought after, she was. Enough so to become one of my best buyers. But money never meant much to Vanilla. No. She was striving for something better, nobler. Used to tell me that life needn't be this hard. It's time you all realized that. I bet she fed Tolman the same bloody line. The blackguards talked about Piety's precious gems being infected with nightmare. Tolman, what did she do to you? Vanilla was arrested for consorting with the unholy and condemned to the pyre. This was before the banishments. Dominus shared a last supper with her, heard her confession. Most think Vanilla earned Dominus's patronage on her back. I don't. Vanilla gave Dominus her better life and got a new name in return. You can count on one thing. Piety's grand future won't include the likes of you, me, or Tolman.
Well, yeah, Tolman's dead.
On the fall of the Empire, the historians are deathly silent. After the Purity Rebellion, the Kingdom of Kalm blockaded Oriath, preventing any trade or correspondence with the mainland. It's said that Kalm planned to invade. Only when the Karui retreated did Oriath get any news from Rayclast, but by that time there wasn't really anyone left to tell the tale. Chitus thought that the gemling was the pinnacle of human progress. These glorious gems have brought us within spitting distance of godhood, he once said. The High Templar at the time, Vol of Thebris, thought they were a perversion. He wanted the Empire made pure, cleansed of the stain of thaumaturgy. You look at Sarn and tell me which one you think was right. And while you're out there, look out for monkeys. No, not those bloody monkeys from Frisia. These ones are painted on the walls. I think you'll find them enlightening. Be careful.
Where my divine eye are at? Oh, it's gotten rid of smite off my bar again. Whoa, what? Wait a minute.
My mana is spent.
Oh my
I
god.
must have time to gather my will.
I'm on the wrong hotbar. Oh well, we figured it out before I died. Okay, where are we heading to next? Okay, got an idea. We'll head down the left. We're going this way. Pick up some fun stuff. Now, they've changed the beginning of this a little bit.
I must have time to gather my will.
Thank the Gemling Queen once. We'll visit her a little bit later. Honestly, you can leave that item there, seeing as it's so close to the save point, but whatever. I'm not here maximizing my inventory output. Go get the warp point for the docks as well while we're here. Maybe talk to the ghost captain. Maybe we can find him. Wow, strongest monster in pack gets dropped armor is converted into jewelous orbs. That is a cool modifier. Somebody really stopped and thought about that and gave us something really good. It's a dog casting whirlwind. That looks hilarious when he's standing up on his hind legs. Another season achievement done. Very cool.
I must have time to gather my will. I am no beast of burden.
Yum, waypoint. Let's clear up this inventory, shall we?
Yes? I know. So strange that stone and metal should move and live as you and I. Still, I read that Titus's sculptors used to soften their materials with thaumatic sulfide, a byproduct of gem refining. It's the only connection that I can fathom between the cataclysm and the living sculptures of Sarn. See you.
Something.
See if anyone else has got any dialogues.
You're right.
What is it? What is it? This ribbon spool device. Why would the blackguards want to protect it? And why on this side of the river? What is its import to them? And why have they not taken it back to their encampment? I give you only questions, I know. You found this near the Solaris Temple? Then perhaps that's where you should look for your answers.
Yeah, I'll go hand it over to
Talakura.
the Gemling Queen, of course. Using my future knowledge. I do actually kind of want to refresh a couple of other places too. We need to keep the marketplace going. We need to keep the battlefront going.
Now there's a familiar face. Before you say anything, yes, I did try to kill you. Inexcusable. I allowed pragmatism to overcome honor in a moment of desperation. Please accept my deepest apologies. And what do you say? Can the two of us make a fresh start? Marvelous! Now, as you've clearly noticed, the All-Flame has given me another respite from oblivion. Alas, it's a partial success only. I am neither man nor spirit, living nor dead. A state that comes with some rather frustrating restrictions.
I'll bet.
I know we've only just been reacquainted, but to put no finer point on it, I need your help. Interested, are we? Oh, splendid! In return, I have a gift or two that I may bestow upon you with a click of my translucent fingers. All you need do is furnish me with a crystal decanter and a juicy piece of fruit. Two humble items that remain agonizingly out of reach for a man in my peculiar situation. Will you look at that? The decanter spiritus. As exquisite today as when I found it all those years ago. You may fault the man, but you can't fault his craftsmanship.
Fair enough.
I'm sure you've heard of Malachi by now. Ever the heterodox, he sought otherworldly inspiration by imbibing a substance called ghost wine. For the purpose, he created the decanter spiritus. I found it on my last visit here. Liquid placed in this crystal decanter becomes quasi-apparitional in nature. I'm sure you can glean the decanter's usefulness to me. Conventional liquids simply don't hit the spot. I am one sorely parched revenant. I hid the decanter spiritus in the marketplace so as not to cause temptation for the less morally steadfast in my crew. Look to the carven heraldry there and find a lion dancing upon the waves.
Seeing as I gave that to him, I guess I don't need to keep the marketplace open. That's what I was keeping it refreshed for.
Emperor Chittus was stabbed in the posterior by his own Lord Mayor on the eve of the Purity Rebellion. Chittus's grieving gemlings buried him in the Imperial Gardens, and a plum tree was planted upon his resting place, so that his mourners might taste of his glory for years to come. I found that tree, and one of my men tasted its fruit. I've never seen so much agony crammed into such a brief moment. This may seem a peculiar request, but please bring me one of Chittus's plums. This current form comes with rather frustrating restrictions. It's a small improvement on my last incarnation, but I'm a man who used to poke his sticky beak into the furthest corners of the world. Now I can barely cross the road. It was no mean feat getting here from Siren's Cove, I can tell you. So here's the truth of it. I intend to sup upon mine own death. Oh, fear not. The All-Flame will resurrect me, and with luck, will restore my full freedom. But for that to happen, I must die. And in such a manner as to excite the All-Flame to utmost ferocity. I am convinced that only the fruit of Chittus can provide a demise of sufficient tragedy. Life is full of painful choices, is it not?
True.
I visited Sarn some 30-odd years ago. Those ghasts, the Undying, you call them, scurried up from the sewers near the river and slaughtered all but a few of my most stalwart lads. Oh, they're a foul parody of humanity, those Undying. Nothing in common with a fine, upstanding revenant like myself.
So you say. Refresh the battlefront there. And try and do a little bit more. I think we want some thermite from here. Oh wow. Super easy.
I must have time to gather my will.
That means I can crack open the sewers. Where's this point going? We're going down another run? I think we can blow this up. Nope. I guess I misremembered that. Guess the Gambling Queen wants it. Maybe? Anyone's guess is as good as mine. Oh, damn it. Got to click the special button.
Something eternal remains in this.
Something eternal remains in this empire. The question is, how? Wow, they made this short. Jeez, you get to the waypoint super fast. I think this place used to have 3 floors and now there's 2, something like that. Boy, dead ends are fun.
I must have time to gather my will.
Ah, rats. Huh. Maybe it's that one room over there that I didn't look in. Is this one? Okay. They do some decent damage, those guys.
Must have time to gather my will.
Hey, I think we're at the red boss. No, I thought there'd be the red statue boss. Ah, here we go. The goddess of purity. Didn't even drop me any loot that wasn't filtered out. Here we go. What up, Lady Dialia?
You are not a cockroach. Strange. Inundated with cockroaches I am. Black ones, forelimbs, nasty, spiky things. Are you spiky? If so, my ribbons will pluck your spines. Malachi liked spines. Liked my spine. Pretty spine. Bejeweled and bountiful. Enough to make an empire weep. Do you weep, not a cockroach? I do. Tears are infinite. Why, on this very day I found a new reason to cry. What is that you have? Not a cockroach. My ribbon spool. Those black ones wanted them, my ribbons. Wanted to wrap the city in black ribbons. Now they are my ribbons forevermore. Forevermore. I hate forever. I could tear happy ever after from bards' bleeding tongues. You're still here, not a cockroach. Oh. Gratitude, yes. I should give you a token. Token? What token? This? Is this to your liking?
Oh, let's see. Big strongs.
The cockroaches will come again. They want the twist. That cockroach emperor. The other bugs shout his name. Revisius. Cross the river, squash the emperor cockroach in his nest. The bridge. It is barricaded. That spawns a tricky question. Questions. I asked too many questions. Chit has told me so. I asked where it all went. Our feculence. He made them show me. Under the river. The sewers from this side to that. Filthy, fetid tunnels like a rower's cloaca. A black place, crawling with the undying. Once beautiful and arrogant gemlings, now the foul waste of the Empire. Fitting, isn't it? Apt. 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 I like you, not a cockroach. I like that you listen. It would annoy me if the Undying murdered you. Thaumatic sulfite. That's what you need. You have some already. You are a resourceful humbug now, aren't you? Give it to me. I was all eyes and ears when Malachi worked. I will make something of your thaumatic sulfite. I will forge an infernal talc that will bring the most furious of light to the undying darkness. A dash of arcanity, a pinch of insanity, a whisper of profanity, and the infernal talc is now ready.
So I did have the right idea, I just didn't hand it to this person first.
It's the most explosive of powders. A sprinkle, the gentlest of dustings of infernal talc will provoke gems to a molten rage. For the undying, the very sun will rise within their flesh. They will burn for their sins, not a cockroach. They will burn. I loved Malachi. He gave me gems, divine jewels for his gemling queen. For his dead queen. But I didn't want me dead. Malachi begged. For him, for the Empire. I chose me. Selfish me. The Empire died, and I live. I live, and live, and live, and live. I was the Emperor's favorite for a time. But Chitus had many favorites. He filled the scepter of God with favorites. Every now and then, he cleared away the clutter. Those who pleased him, they were given to his lords and generals. Those who did not were given to his thaumaturgists. I talked too much, asked too many difficult questions. I was gifted to Malachi, my dear, troubled Malachi. Believe me, not a cockroach.
There you go, and this is where you used to go to plug in the maps. So this used to be the ultimate map room that you had to go to if you wanted to play those. Not anymore though, I assume.
I awoke. Feverish and barely conscious, I set to drawing these maps through the sable hours. By morning my fingers ached, my eyes burned, yet still I found no rest. The reverie commanded its rendering. The reverie device now stands completed. I've placed the first of my maps within its receptacle. I've taken my maiden voyage into nightmare. I know now that which sent me this precious gift. It knows me, expects my return. It would be foolish to disappoint. Malachi.
He Malachis, but others Malachon. I guess I could head here, but really I'll just go back to town, see if anyone's got anything going on.
The Gemling Queen? She's impossible. How did she survive? Why is she not one of the Undying? No, these questions can wait. There's a more pressing one. Is she safe from the Ebony Legion? You've been busy. With the spool back where it belongs, the ribbons should be able to keep the Ebony Legion at bay. We've both seen what they can do to a man. Whether you were saving your own skin or thinking of others, it matters little to me. You succeeded where I did not. You have stood in the presence of the Gemling Queen. I can only hope to meet her in my nightmares. Piety's a genius, sculpting mere human clay into divine gemlings. At least, that's what she told me when she opened me up and buried a virtue gem in my entrails, Malachi did the same in the name of the Emperor centuries ago. Chittis's gemlings still rule Sarn. We call them the Undying now. Goodbye.
Need some help? You find a high enough spot and you can see the Lunaris temple over the river, at the western edge of the city. Since the blackguards arrived, the clouds above that temple have been stained with the blackest of smoke. You can see it sometimes when the westerly blows. It stinks worse than death. See you.
Any new items there?
Watch yourself.
My item's better.
Still breathing, eh? How you going? Stay out of the shadows. They bite. Stay out of the shadows.
Yes. Citizens of the Sun that was. The Undying have been around for hundreds of years. Left to their own devices, they'll likely survive for hundreds more. Still, they're not immune to mortality's touch. They can be killed, with some difficulty. There is nothing else.
Off we go again.
I could hardly hope for better results.
See if my character does his voice acting first. Nope. Okay, we're good. Let's load that properly, shall we? Now, blackguards are going to have energy shield on them, not just the caster ones. And the caster ones are going to regenerate 4% of life a second. Oh my goodness. Why? So horrible.
I must have time to gather my will.
So first off, we're heading to the gardens. Which is nice. I think that thing's from the new mode, the current league I'm playing. Those birds, when they die, explode in a sea of spines and spikes, and they can be kind of nasty. we got us the library. That's cool.
This'll do.
Heading down this way, so just another 10 strength.
I must have time to gather my will.
With the scholar, save up enough of them and you can have 40 wisdom scrolls. It's something I'm pretty sure that divination card only dropped in the library. That's kind of cool. The library gives you the scrolls to identify things. It makes sense. Okay, Mr. Ghost Librarian spotted.
Please, do not be alarmed. I am neither monster nor murderer, though that is the duality of existence that defines San these days. My name is Yosafuanga, and I have the bleak honor of being the sole scholar to the Imperious Intellection, this grand repository of knowledge you see about you. May reason preserve us. In more mundane circumstances, it would be preposterous to ask this of you, an utter stranger, but given that I don't know in which century I might see another pair of flesh and bone hands, there's a door, you see, concealed behind the shelves. It leads into the archives. That's where Isius Perandus concealed his golden pages. Can you see how maddening that would be for me? No, of course you can't. Ridiculous of me to... Suffice to say that they are beyond my reach. 4 Varlish texts they are, of priceless historical insight. Please, find my friend's golden pages and bring them to me. You will be rewarded. I vow it before the ancestors. It is the Karwi way to observe nature in nature. The fish without the sea is no longer a fish. It is dinner. The Eternals did not see it that way. An Eternal catches the fish, guts the fish, preserves the fish, and places it in a box. Only then does the Eternal feel he truly understands the fish. It was a Karwi Motiata that discarded my failing body of flesh in favor of canvas and oil. An ancient song and a momentary lapse in judgment that I've had more than enough time to regret. Fortune favor you.
Yeah, let's go do his quest. His quest is cool.
I must have time to gather my will.
Right, you can't listen to this one. Oof. Nah, I can't bother to read that out right now. Yeah. We're only going for the voiced bits of lore. Secret door he was talking about? Pack monsters are rats. My low cold resistance was going to get me killed there. But we made it. We haven't died yet.
Death to sin.
Yeah. Get out of here, Sin. Oops, that was a page over there. Corpses in adjacent graves and this corpse have their crafting outcomes randomized when this corpse is buried. Yeah.
It's dirty work, but somebody's got to do it.
Glad I didn't die while I was sneezing. This one's my flavor. The rest of these, I probably need space for more pages more than anything. Let's throw this arrow quiver on the floor. Who plays an archer in this day and age? Me, later, if I get into things.
My mana is spent.
Hey, free orb of scaring. Cool. And according to the tooltip there, we have all the thingamabobs. And the orange one throws a book tornado at you.
Must have time to gather my will.
the ancestors. It's good to see fresh words in front of me. Now, my translation skills are not what Isius were. I can achieve a meager paraphrase at best. But a little knowledge is better than none, is it not? Let us begin. This tapestry of truth is a threadbare cloth indeed, but at least you have allowed me to begin the first few stitches in its restoration, and to settle the memory of a dear friend. In return, allow me to give you this, a little practical wisdom to improve your lot.
Please select one. I do think we need both an arrogant support at some point and a lightning penetration support, but let's check. We do need a lightning penetration, and we do need an arrogance. Got lots of red slots spare. Let's grab the arrogance, start leveling that up. And now we can buy so many different gem types from him. It's just unbelievable. And there's Divine Ire. This is it. Oh, I don't have an all but chance with me.
Go with care, friend.
How you doing?